Buhari is currently chairing the Council of State meeting holding at the Council Chamber of the State House, Abuja, the first this year. The meeting comes 14 days to the presidential elections and amid twin crises facing the economy, fuel scarcity, and a cash crunch occasioned by the central bank's Naira redesign policy. Present are former heads of state, General Yakubu Gowon and Abdulsalami Abubakar, as well as former President Goodluck Jonathan. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is joining the hybrid meeting virtually, as only about 14 governors are present, both physically and virtually, with some represented by their deputies. Also present are Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, two former Chief Justices of Nigeria, among others. The Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, are also present to brief the Council. The Senate President, Ahmad Lawal, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, are also present. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the establishment of a Presidential Transition Council to oversee the 2023 transition program. He also signed Executive Order Number 14 of 2023 on the facilitation and management of presidential transitions. In a statement, the Director of Information, Office of the Secretary General of the Federation, Willie Bassi, said the Secretary to the Government of Federation, Boss Mustafa, was appointed by the President to lead the Council. The key feature of the order is the institutionalization of a legal framework that will enable a seamless transition of power from one presidential administration to another. The Council will be inaugurated by the SGF on Tuesday next week. It was gathered that members of the committee include the head of civil service of the Federation, the Solicitor General of the Federation, the permanent secretaries for Ministry of Defense, Interior, Finance, Budget and National Planning, Foreign Affairs, Information and Culture, Federal Capital Territory Administration, Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. Others include the Cabinet Affairs Office, General Services Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Economic and Political Affairs Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and State House. The Independent National Electoral Commission will not accept the nomination of university lecturers who are card-carrying members or had participated in partisan politics or convicted of electoral malpractice as returning and state collation officers in the forthcoming polls. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, made this known in Abuja at a meeting with vice chancellors of Nigerian universities and state collation officers in the forthcoming polls. Yakubu said the INEC will engage 23,258 personnel as collation and returning officers for 2023 general elections, explaining that collation of results will take place in 8,809 registration areas or wards, 774 local government areas, 36 states, and the FCT that required returning officers for each constituency. According to the INEC boss, each collation and returning officer will swear to an oath of neutrality like all election duty personnel. Yakubu, who commended partnership of Nigerian universities to conduct elections in Nigeria, said that without the involvement of the tertiary institutions, especially the universities, INEC will find it extremely difficult to conduct credible assembly elections commencing this month. Speaking about the security of staff, students, and property of the respective institutions, the Minister of Education, Adamu, has directed that all universities and inter-university centers be shut down and academic activities be suspended between February 22 and March 14th. However, the national president, ASUN, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, explained that universities had never been shut down because of elections, saying that the closure and opening of universities were the prerogative of universities of the university senates. A A civil society organization, YAGA Africa, has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to be intentional in averting and reducing post-election violence that may occur because of results computation across the country. The organization stated this at professional training on elections results collation in Abuja. It added that favoritism, nepotism, and mediocrity will be eliminated across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory if INEC was willing to regain the confidence of Nigerians and conduct a credible election. The group stated that in the next 23 days, INEC must, as a matter of urgency, collaborate with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigerian districts across the states and the FCT to train its ad hoc staff on completing the result sheets at the polling units and ward collation centers to reduce bureaucracy. The collaborations, it added, will be made between the districts and the resident electoral commissioners in the various states, noting that the collaboration will enable ICANN to mobilize members across its districts. He noted that the collaboration will enable INEC to mobilize members across its districts who will simplify the result recording on Form EC8A so that the ad hoc staff, especially presiding officers, could have full understanding on how to compute accurately the 8 basic elements in the form. Nigerians have called on the federal government to find solutions to the scarcity of the new Naira notes as they have continued to lament the hardship they are facing in getting the redesigned Naira notes. Those who spoke with Osbc News in separate interviews enjoined the federal government to allow Nigerians spend the old notes alongside the new Naira notes so as to ease the hardship they are facing to get the new currency. Our reporter, Oluwatobiloba Odunuga, now reports.
The controversies surrounding the scarcity of the newly redesigned Naira notes have become more intense as many begin to wonder how the situation got to turn out this way. The unavailability of the new Naira notes and the inability of commercial banks to put enough cash in various automated teller machines (ATMs), as well as over-the-counter, have thrown many into great despair as they have continued to lament the hardship they are facing to get the newly redesigned currency. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court sitting of a 7-man panel led by Justice John Okoro in an unanimous ruling recently ordered that the notes remain in circulation after the deadline date by the CBN, stopping the federal government in an ex parte application brought by 3 northern states of Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara. With the nation's current situations, Nigerians have besieged banks and markets across the federation, while the reports of scarcity ground businesses and normal daily activities of many people. Speaking on this development, with Osbc News in separate interviews, respondents including Mr. Oyeniyi Raimi and Mr. James Ayodeji said it is no doubt that Nigerians are already contending with the consequences of a good policy made on hasty implementation procedure by the Central Bank of Nigeria, adding that the policy of the CBN, if well prepared for and well implemented, will better the lots of the people. They appealed to the federal government to make the new Naira notes available in all states of the Federation so as to ease the suffering and hardship being faced by Nigerians in getting the new currency.
We believe that for the right reasons, what government is trying to do by sort of reducing the number of currencies in circulation is the right thing. But if you are trying to do the right thing the wrong way, what you're going to have now is what we've got. Yeah, so government needs to go back to the drawing board, look at what can be done to salvage the situation. It is definitely the right policy. When it is well implemented, definitely everybody will be happier for it.
Naira is not in circulations and queues are everywhere. And it's actually brought hardship in lots of people right now. And it's a serious issue. What government should do, I think the old and the new Naira should run concurrently now so that at least life can be easier for people.
The duo of Mr. Oyeniyi Raimi and Mr. James Ayodeji enjoined the Central Bank of Nigeria to obey the court order. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga, Osbc News.
And out of sport. Nigeria's track and field runner Divine Ododuru, alleged to be second athlete in the Blessing Okagbare's doping scandal, has been previously suspended by World Athletics Integrity Unit for possession, use, or attempted use of a prohibited substance. The World Athletics Integrity Unit said it has notified the 26-year-old of 2 potential anti-doping rule violations and is seeking a 6-year ban against the Nigerian. Another foreign story. On foreign story, the earthquake in Turkey-Syria region keeps increasing as suspects and death toll keep rising on daily basis. That ends the midday news on Osbc TV. Join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.